What's going on, Team Series fans? It's your boy Ramazy. We have Not So Busy, and we have Shooky Rocks or Shook, um, here for another DFW Talks. Um, oh, I heard, some fans out there wanted to see that, so sorry I forgot about it, but there it is for you. No, we're just here to talk about a couple future events we got going on, past tournaments, future tournaments, and some of our sponsors we got going on. But if you haven't heard of our current sponsors, we have Pulselabz. We are sponsored with Pix. Galaxy Hound, of course, is our merch store. We've got Rogue Energy as well, and we have Gamer Grind Coffee. Gamer Grind Craft Coffee. We actually got a 5% discount for you guys to use as well. Just use TSDFW at checkout, and you can get that 5% discount. So yeah, and then you can find all of our information on our website, of course, or any of our social media will have that as well. Our past tournament last weekend was League of Legends. Big shout out to Tombstone and Twisted for taking lead on that. And from the feedback we got back from you guys, it went really well. So that's a shout out to Tombstone and Twisted again for taking that. And then we have Overwatch coming in this weekend, which will have some Maze, Tombstone, and Not So Busy casting that one. So that'll start Friday, so be on the lookout for that. And that's all I got for you. I'll turn you over to Shook for the following messages.
Yo, thank you, my friend. Thank you, Ramazy. And I'm gonna go ahead and ask Natsu to say what's up to the crew as well, real quick.
What up? And another thing, everybody needs to let the chat know, because we always frequently get asked this, is what is everybody drinking? I mean, I ain't gonna throw no names out.
Damn.
But I'm on my gamer grind. What you on?
Damn. I'm on my water.
Oh.
That's all I got for y'all guys. Sorry.
Hold on. Oh, what's this little thing here?
Oh, what?
What? Good one.
It's got nothing inside.
I didn't have anything in there.
Let's show that cup real quick.
It actually just came in like maybe 30 minutes ago. Yeah, look at that.
Damn. Hey, where can you? Hey, where can I get one? So say I wanted one.
You could go to Galaxy Hound. Check out our merch store there. So
wow.
Pick one up. Go ahead and pick up 10. Birthday gifts, whatever. So yeah.
Why stop at 10, bro? You do 20, break the record. Shoot. There's about 20 of us Team Series members here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, however many you want to pick up, man. That's who.
Bro. No, we're going to go ahead and get to the other topic that we were talking about. It's current organization direction for us here at Team Series. So if you guys don't already know, and I saw Silent Taz say that in the chat earlier, that the OGs are here, and this is remember guys when we first started this, it was us three on the stream with Skype and everything, and it was kind of like I had shoes in the background and the boxes I was still moving in.
Hey bro, first of all, you could tell that you don't care no more because you got all them candy back there, bro. Let me get a slice of that candy, bro.
I mean, y'all see that candy back there? That's actually a Team Series logo on my door right there.
And I know you guys see the guitar in the back. Yeah, I used to tour back in my day,
Bro. Hey, everybody mention in the comments if you want to hear Rams play his tunes back in the day. He can get on the stream and he'll start playing.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Oh, I'll take tips.
Is that the famous Ramazy?
Man, when was it, Rams? When you were on tour? Like back in, what, 68?
Yeah, back in 68, I was really popular. Slowed decline in 70s, you know.
Yeah,
A
I
little bit of a
remember.
pickup in the 80s, and then I just kind of fell off after then.
Mm, yeah.
Nice backstory, my guy.
Yeah, man.
Back in the day, those were the days, weren't they? Man.
Yeah, but I can if everybody wants it, I'll pick it back up. You know, just let me know.
Do your guitar pose real fast.
My guitar pose?
Yeah.
Bro, I can't even see anything.
I'll have to work on that. So. Sorry.
Oh, you're good, bro. We forgive you. As long as you get us 10 mugs each, we'll
Yeah, bro. Let's talk about how many mugs we can get real quick.
I would say somebody else get 10 mugs.
Oh. Let me sip off of my sponsored cup.
Wowzers. Man, you guys are so cool, man. I need to get me one of those.
Thank you.
Actually, I'll get 10.
Oh, I'm really thirsty. Hold on.
Bro.
So going back to what Shook was saying, remember when we started and we knew what we wanted to do, we knew what we wanted to discuss. But then, like, remember that very first stream back in March where like everything fell apart, even though we like ran through it, we did testing and everything. Remember, like the sound was all like I don't know why, but like the minute that my OBS went live, this is when we're using a different tool. We didn't have sound, and then at one point everybody was echoing. Remember that? And I was like, "Where's that coming from?" Like, it was wearing me out because we just did a test run, we did a test recording, everything was working, and you know, fast forward to a few months later, now in going on to mid-June, right, second week of June, we progressed. We've, you know, and this is kind of going into segueing what Shooky is about to talk about from our past, starting this back up because of COVID, because everybody's, you know, inside the house, nobody can really go anywhere. Like a lot of us had rules, shelter in place, you know, only leave for essentials, essential workers only working. And that's when this is really kind of took off. To give a little bit of a backstory behind it, where we refocus that energy in something so negative going on in the world at the moment, still now, but to kind of refocus that energy and put it back into something that we've been kind of put in the back burner. Because those of you that know us personally, like I know these guys right here personally, we've been Team Serious forever. It seems like most of our lives. Going from being a TeamSpeak community to going into a Discord community for now to going on 3 years on Discord. Everything has changed, you know, what we knew and what we used to do, what we used to hang out and things that we used to do like at a personal level, because we all lived at least within the DFW. How we easily, you know, in a sense, kind of trying to live that nostalgia factor, how we used to just get together on the weekend and play a bunch of computer games, like literally LAN parties, or potlucks, because we live so close to each other, and our all of our families were intertwined, and you know, got along, and we got all these local events going, and all that good stuff, to kind of progressing it and making more of a cloud footprint, trying to eventually, you know, and I won't take Shooky's thunder, but express our direction and where we're trying to go, where we're trying to head, and why we're trying to do the things that we're doing, and hopefully everybody can kind of get a better understanding of where we are, who we are, and then where we're going, in that sense, and hopefully picking up great people like the people that we met, that, you know, that we became to like rely on and trust. You know, hopefully moving forward, we built up more momentum and built up more energy and pick up all these fantastic people we met. Have we, you know, enclose ourselves in only staying local? Yeah, we could have met a bunch of great people, and still to this fact, you can still meet a bunch of great people locally, but, you know, thinking more outside the box in that sense. It's just kind of like, I wanted to throw my 2 cents out there, that on the business side, I think, even if you look at it as a few months back, we kind of had an idea of where to go, to kind of putting that idea not only on paper, but actually seeing that idea, unfold in front of us. I think it's been fun, it's been frustrating, and it's been tiring, because I'm like, I haven't even been really able to game because of all of the things that we constantly have conversation, because it's over, ever evolving. But I just kind of wanted to put that out there, that we see what people are saying, and we try to get that feedback, try to incorporate some of those changes, and we try to move forward in a positive way. Go ahead, Chip.
Well, let's go to the next topic. No, just kidding, bro. No. It brings back nostalgia. When we first started, we were doing this until where we are now. I mean, it's growing. It's getting bigger and bigger, and I'm excited to say, guys, that the direction that we're going into is the direction that we saw from the beginning, and we've hit milestones here and there, getting to where we are now. I mean, our Facebook following is the largest right now. We've already hit 1K in I don't know, less than 2 weeks. I think we hit 1K, and now we're working on Twitter. We're working on, Texas is the best place. Nice one, Mrs. Dave. We're working on our Twitter following, working on Instagram following, working on every other social media handle that we have. So the direction that we're going now, guys, it's only getting bigger and bigger, just like when we first started, and we mentioned the growth for our vision, Team Serious, whatever you want to call it. We see ourselves going huge. This is the next esports league, or whatever you want to call it, esports company or whatever, that is going to be, big, because just ask any of these guys. When we first started, we barely had a following up to where we are now. I mean, I think Ramazy, just kind of let you kind of let them know where you saw from where we were to where we are going right now.
Yeah, just along of our social media, I would say we probably combined on all our platforms, maybe had, I would say, less than 100 combined. And now just Facebook alone has over 1,000 people following the page. Instagram is getting close to 300. Twitter is getting close to 300, and Twitch is also I haven't looked at the last time, but it's close to almost hitting 100. But and that's just a couple, maybe a month or two, or really a month, when we actually started pushing out more followings hard. So that's just crazy. And then along with all these sponsors that we've picked up, that we're willing to work with, people that don't have that 10K following or whatever. It's just been amazing to be a part of.
Right. And isn't that crazy, guys, how when we first started, and just how we were starting to grow and grow, that we picked up sponsor after sponsor after sponsor. Remember the first time we got our first sponsor? And then after that, it's just like a snowball effect. We got nothing but sponsors after that. You guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I believe that was Taz, right? The first one, Gamer Grind?
Taz kicked it off.
Taz kicked it off, and it's exactly what you said. It was a snowball effect. Major shout out to all the marketing team, for real, pulling through, bringing that positivity, bringing that energy. I don't think we've been, could have asked for a better marketing team, dude. Seriously. And always remember, Twitter team, stay humble. We out here. We out here, we over here sweating, putting our energy in, stay humble, y'all.
Me and Faye, we were just Faye, if anybody knows who Faye is, she's my girlfriend. She's also a business partner outside of Team Serious, but we were working Facebook, and we were like, how can we do this? And we got so creative with it. It just started to grow, and you guys saw every day we had more than 100 likes on our page, and man, it was awesome working that Facebook stuff, man. Every day we'd get up and we'd check our numbers and be like, wow, we hit our numbers. It was crazy, man. And Taz over here calling us out. She's saying we're cheaters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I didn't know we could their spouses, so
whatever, bro.
Yeah, I didn't know we was gonna play like that. No, just like what I was gonna say is another thing that we always kind of forget, and I know because we have so many things going on, not only on the business side, but like on the marketing side and on the streaming side, on the podcast side. But a major shout out to y'all getting that blogger to post our stuff.
Yeah.
Well, can you tell us a little bit more about that? Exactly how that came into the works and everything?
Yeah. So I didn't know that my girlfriend's sister, her oldest sister, she's a blogger in the Philippines, and she has a good following over there in the Philippines. So I was like, hey, we need a blogger, and we need some ideas. And she's the one who reached out to her sister and asked her, hey, can you help us out? This is what we're looking to do. And she's the one who suggested, one of the strategies that we used, and using, leveraging social media and a blogger that so happened to be in her family. She happened to give us a shout out, and just after that, man, we just started getting people. We're now like global. People from the Philippines are following us, and people from we have serious crew members in Britain. We have people in Canada. We're just now no longer US based. We're all global now. So shout out to Perks Be With You. If you guys are on social media, follow her. Her blog name is Perks Be With You, and she's awesome. She did our first blog too. Go check that out, guys. Team Serious Dallas. You can see our blog there and anything else.
So kind of coming back to what we were just discussing, half the time it's not what you know, it's who you know. And as soon as she was able to drop that love about Team Serious, our direction, she wrote a nice little piece, nice little article, by the way. If you get a chance, check it out. I think we posted the link on our Facebook page. Mm-hmm. But as soon as we got that visibility and that exposure that we've been talking about, it almost blew up overnight. Like every day, like Shook said, every day, everybody was checking the numbers, and countless screenshots by, the ever so humble Twitter teams calling everybody cheaters, because we just saw the number growing, and it was great. And it's exciting still, because we've always said it, the three of us, but even the OGs, Team Serious, always left with, wouldn't it be cool, or what if? And we were tired of that. As like, let's become a household name. All these great people started out working out of their garages, the way Microsoft ended up being, the way Facebook came up, things like that. So I was like, why can't we be the next story? Why do we always have to hear about these stories and read about these stories? Let's do something that's bigger and better, and not only in that sense, in every way, and every good thing, but above us. Right? We're not relying on one person or one team to lead it. This team is ever evolving and ever dynamic. This is the team that we have today, but maybe in a few years later, we'll have a whole new brand new team, because the OG team, moved on to doing other business ventures together, or maybe took that lead that we actually have a quote unquote office and so on. So I'm just, I always dream big. Let's see where we can get.
Right.
I agree. And so for those of you who are wanting to join us or trying to get involved with Team Serious, we welcome anybody who's willing to help out. I mean, at this point, we're looking for lots of people to help us out with casting, because that's one of the big things that we need. We need people who know the game, technical about it, and kind of like have that energy as well. We need casters. We need people to help out with the mods. We need people to step up if they want to, with hosting some of these tournaments, because we lack on that part. But other than that, man, this thing is blowing up crazy. I mean, I just couldn't believe how many the StarCraft 2 tournament we have coming up, Rams and not so. We have 14 people signed up for this StarCraft 2 tournament, dude. And I don't even know how we're gonna shoutcast this thing, dude. So it's just like, the immense growth that we're experiencing at the moment. It's awesome. It's a good problem to have, but it's just that, it's a little mind blowing to me. At least that's how I feel. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I feel the same. And I always get asked the same questions, and I want them to hear it from the OGs. The question that I get asked all the time, not only in DMs, but as regular Discord conversation, is, how can I help? So when somebody says, how can I help? What should we tell the community? Like right now, it's our time to tell them, how can they help?
if someone wants to help and they ask us, you know, hey, how can we help? Then I'm going to simply ask, what do you want to do? That's what I'm going to ask them. Because I don't, you know, we all here don't force anyone to do anything they don't want to do, right? Like if they want to come on a podcast and they want to speak about a certain topic, yeah, come on, let's have you on as a guest and see if you like it. If you don't, then, you know, if you want to do a shoutcast and you want to try casting the game, why not? You know, we can always use the help. If you want to just help out in the back, like maybe get involved with some of the events that we're hosting, and, you know, you like to organize events and stuff like that, then come on in, you know, help us out. Right. That's how I see it. What do you think, Rams?
No, I see it the same way. Because you never want to have somebody that doesn't really want to do that piece, because then he's not really, first of all, it's not fair to them. They're like, you know, I really don't want to cast this game. I don't know this game, but, you know, I don't want to say no to them. No, if you don't like to cast that game or whatever it is, you know, don't do it. That's what I feel. So we'll ask, you know, what do you want to do? That way we know for sure, you know, yeah, I love casting CSGO, you know, all right, well, there's, you know, you can do that. Let's do that. But yeah, like you said, we don't want to force anybody. And everybody who's been helping out, all the admins and from the marketing team all reached out to us and said, hey, we want to help. And, you know, that's what we're looking for, because we don't want to say, hey, I need you to run the social media 24/7. You're not taking a break. That's what you're going to do. If you don't do it, you're kicked out of Team Series, you know? So that's, you know, I'm with you on that.
Fine, I'm leaving. God.
Let's see if you guys have anything in the chat that you want to ask us. Go ahead and ask. We can do a Q&A too while we go on to the next topic, and then we'll come back to the questions. But that's how I see whoever wants to come in and kind of help out, then just reach out to us, man. And we're on Discord, we're on social media. You can email us, you can talk to any of us here. If you don't feel comfortable talking to me, you can talk to Rams, or you can talk to Not So. And, you know, we're all pretty chill about it. I know we had a few people come up and asked us, hey, you know, my favorite game is so and so, can I do something with that? I was like, heck yeah, man, come on in, let's do it, right? So that's it for me on that part.
So what, aside from how can they help, how else can they get involved? Like, what else can they do? Say, for instance, they're not wanting to do anything to do with shoutcasting. Where else can we fit them? Like, give us an example, because we get asked all the time, and I have a couple that I can say, but I want them to hear what you guys have as an example. That how else can they get involved?
Man, we have a lot of administrative work that needs to be done on the back end. If they want to do something like that, if they're good with organizing files or data or whatever, making it look pretty, if they know video editing, if they know how to do graphics or illustrations, drawings, I mean, anything that has to do with creativity, that's a must. I think we need help with that. We need help with especially video editing. I know we have my man over here, Flap and Smack, and my man Not So getting on the video editing part, so they're handling great. But, you know, we could use some people to help us out on that department too. We can use people to help us on the marketing team. If you want to join up on the marketing team and you want to help out something that you're good at, like Twitter, or maybe you're good at Instagram, or you're good at TikTok. That's a new thing that all the new kids are doing. You know, if you want to take up that, then hey, man, we don't know anything about TikTok. So, but those are my suggestions. What do you guys think?
Well, first of all, you took all my suggestions, so that's kind of unfair.
Next time, we'll let you go first,
my dude.
But no, just to add, yeah, I mean, help. You know, if you just want to help, I know some people love Discord, and all they want to do is make sure everything is going good in Discord, making sure, you know, if new channels want to be created, or kind of just keeping track of what's going on. You know, we need people for Discord as well. If you want to run, you know, you have some ideas for different social medias, you know, you're really good at Instagram, you know how to do the hashtags, or how we used to say pound.
Tic-tac-toe. You know, I'm not going to say who said that, but
or, you know, if you like, you know, organizing or planning future events and things like that, and having, you know, a Team Series official calendar, if you want to run that and, you know, have all the events in there so people can see upcoming events, you know, just really, I mean, as long as you're willing to help, we can sit down and I'm sure we'll figure out something, you know, that you can help out on.
Yeah, and I'm getting asked questions like, when's the next CS:GO tournament going to happen? And you know, I really would like to see a CS:GO tournament happen, but we just it's kind of tough, man. We got so many other things that we're doing on the side. So if you want to see something happen, man, just let us know and see how you can get involved. If there's a certain game that you like to play a lot, like we had someone ask me, I think it was a fighting game on Facebook. And bro, if you want to come on and help us out, because I don't know anything about fighting games, then come on, man, let's do it. Yeah, those are my suggestions right there.
Well, that's kind of how the League of Legends kicked off. You know, Tombstone came up with the idea, and we're like, yeah, run with it. He ran with it. I mean, he was like, yeah, we got to do this, boom, 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 and then bam, we had a freaking tournament going on in a matter of days.
Yeah. Major shout out to Tombstone again for putting that together for us. He was happy about it. You know, some of the outcomes he got out of it, somebody saw, I don't know if you recall the story he was telling us, somebody saw him shoutcast our tournament and then offered him to shoutcast a certain tournament for someone else. And he ended up having to turn it down, but that's the kind of exposure and visibility we'd like to also offer our members. You put in the hard work for us, we definitely like to repay it back. You put 100% into us, we're going to put 120% back. And reiterate a little bit what everybody's saying here is it doesn't necessarily have to be involvement in tournaments. If you're good at a social media piece, or if you're good at any kind of administrative work or managing a calendar, love doing events or creative in any of that venue, that would help us, especially on the business side, where a lot of us are like, we're doing it, but we're having to go get a tutorial done or read a manual, so to speak, a hot sheet to how to create a certain thing, when we're looking for people that either do it for a living or have experience doing it on the side. Because I'm not a great editor. I don't even like to call myself a video editor, but I know enough to kind of piece things together. But you can clearly tell that it's like an amateur doing it, and having to go relearn all that when I already have not only, you know, and that's kind of another thing I wanted to get across. A lot of people say, when is the next this, that, and the other? A lot of people don't realize that a lot of other people that are doing on the administrator side, on the mod side, on the marketing team, all have full-time jobs. This is not something we do 24/7. Eventually, hopefully, yes, we can say that everything we're doing for Team Series 24/7, but we still, unfortunately, you know, we live in the real world. We have families, we have bills to pay, and we still have regular jobs. So when Tombstone is a great example. He came up and he had everything already planned out. Like he already had it mapped out, and then he put it in paper. He got the rule set. He says, this is how you create it. Make sure you include all this, jargon or all this text inside when you create the tournament. I mean, he was like the type of ideal person that you want to come help you run the tournament, right?
Yeah.
Because at that time, I'm like, dude, what do you need? You need some coffee, some cookies. Here's the login to this. Here's the stream key. You know, he's kind of like the ideal person that you wanted. I was on camera just so we can keep the conversation going, and I can ask them questions because I actually am not a League of Legends player, but I can sit there and support you and ask you kind of like a noob question, so to speak. Like, okay, why would they do that? Like, you know, I don't know MOBAs. But I can ask like a dumb question. And why are they specifically going on that lane? Why are they jungling there? What's the purpose of this versus that? And I kind of kept the conversation going. We can be at help. But you know how fresh, like that was fresh breath air for me. Cause I'm like, I don't have to go hunt everybody down. I didn't have to create the rule set. All I had to do is what do you need from us? And literally gave him some staff members and we kicked off the event, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, dude was awesome too, man. He was shoutcasting that thing, like with the technicals and everything. I was like, I don't know what he's talking about, but damn, he's doing a good job.
But he's doing a good job. Him and Twisted too. Twisted was like, I don't want to sit here and not give props for props are due. Twisted was fantastic too. Guy knows a lot about League of Legends. Again, I don't know anything about League of Legends, but when they were talking, I was sitting here Googling what the hell they just said. Like, what does that mean? How can I contribute?
Yeah, that guy's over there throwing some sort of blame at him.
Yeah, and that's kind of like where we're coming up with StarCraft, man. It's just, when it comes time to shoutcasting that thing, man. I mean, I play the game, but I don't know how to cast it, man. I'm gonna be sitting here, and then Zergling right into its death with that Zealot, man. I don't know what else to tell you.
That's the truth. But we are looking for shoutcasters. If you have a want to cast a favorite game that we can get together, by all means, hit one of the moderators, hit one of the administrators up. If you feel comfortable talking to a specific person, by all means, go and talk to them, and all that good stuff. And let's get something going. Like, I know I've been asked a lot about BR, like Warzone and Apex, and that's a wonderful idea. Except going back to the very next segment is, I'm not a BR player. I don't play Warzone and I don't play Apex. So again, I need somebody that is, in a sense, not necessarily qualified, but at least knows the game. Because, we see the guy drop. I don't even know, the character. I don't know its abilities. I don't know what to look for. Like, I'm going to be shoutcasting. I'll be like, hey, y'all, the dude just picked up a piece of armor and now he dead. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't even know, people that can spit out things like, last season, this armor set was awesome, but now they nerfed it. And now this one is the one that you want to get. Those are crucial when you're shoutcasting, knowing information about the game that you play, but also knowing, what the outcome can be kind of ahead of the time. Like, like if the guy flanks left, he head up the hill, and on that hill, there's this building where, since we notice that he has a sniper, he can like literally sit there and the circle will come to him in a sense. And he has a perfect spot, things like that, knowing map knowledge, just like Siege, like people that know Siege, know the map, know the operators, know all their abilities. But with that being said, I've cast games that I'm not proficient at, but I'm there trying to support and trying to get these tournaments going, because we do try to shoutcast against them when we can, especially if we find the people that know the game backwards and and frontwards, so to speak.
Yeah, so I think we can move on to our next topic. So aside from how people can get involved, now we're going to go to correct me if I'm wrong here, Natsa, but what type of event do they want to see in the future? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay,
that's correct.
So you guys watching right now, what type of event would you guys like to see in the future with Team Serious? And while if you guys want to answer that, we can go to the next one, not so, or Rams, whoever's taking it.
I'm taking
it. Take your time.
Here we go. First entry. Civ 6.
Oh, so a Civic, Civic V6. Okay, got
it. You know what I'm gonna say, right? If he's gonna sit here and throw out Civilization 6, now he has to put it all together. He's gonna be like, "Damn, can never talk."
Toom, is that actual?
Civilization 6
competitive?
Yeah.
Are they playing for Pix Flips for Civic 6 or what? Dog eating competition.
I don't think that's something we cover yet.
I mean, if you want to host that shit, I mean,
if you want to buy all the hot dogs and everything, bro, I'll come eat them.
Oh man.
So real quick, a lot of the back end business stuff has been working on these podcasts. We have, for those of you that have been around, know about our Wednesday 7:30 podcast, which is simply called Team Serious DFW Talks. And within that, it splits off to, for lack of a better word, we call it the originals. So that's myself, Natso, Shook, and Ramazy.
Yo.
The business side. But then you have the serious ladies that usually take up this slot, and that's with Silent Taz, KR Jimmy, Sage Rage, and the fourth kind of fluctuates depending on the lady schedule. It'll be Ashes or it'll be Killer Queen. It just depends on what their schedule is. But on Sundays, we host a Serious Gentleman, which includes Tombstone, myself, when somebody else doesn't show up. And then it rotates between Brosine and myself. But then you also have, they call me Felix, and we have Flap and Smack. And the reason why it fluctuates is because not everybody, you know, they're giving us their time. This is all voluntary time, and we not only take and accept it and appreciate it, but we're also conscious that it's a weekend, it's typically family time, and people got lives. So that's the reason why we have this rotating schedule. This week we went, you know, there's a couple things that were conflicting, but we went ahead and said, you know what, let's come back. We haven't talked about the business side in months, on a stream or on a recording.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go ahead and give the latest updates on what we've been dealing with on the back end, and give those ladies a break too, to not be on the podcast on the Wednesday, but they'll probably more than likely be back next Wednesday. So stay tuned for that one. The serious ladies always have good conversations, always have us laughing
they're
and engaged. They're killing it.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to what my original point was, is that we're all over the place now because of the podcasts. So for those of you that haven't actually or haven't, you know, gone to the website recently, there's actually a podcast link. So teamseriesdfw.com/podcasts. And you can check everything out on what feeds we're going to. So we're on Amazon Echo Skills. If you have an Amazon Echo, we're on Apple Podcasts, soon to come Pandora once that gets approved. We're on Podchaser. We're on Spotify. We're on Stitcher, and we're on TuneIn. So literally the top. We're also soon to come. It's still under being approval status. We're going to be on Google Podcasts as well, Google Play Podcasts.
Damn.
All this has been working on the back end. I've been working this venue hard. You can find all of our latest episodes on the website. If you just want one area where it has all the links, teamseriesdfw.com/podcasts will have everything I just said, including playing the episode directly from our website, so you don't have to go anywhere. But you know, you can follow us on whatever, you know, feed, so to speak, you enjoy. I know a lot of people like Apple Podcasts. They have iPhones, but a lot of people do love Spotify. I'm subscribed to. I purchase a subscription to Spotify, so I'd rather listen on Spotify. But you can literally find us anywhere, and the main two pieces that are missing here are the Pandora feed and the Google Podcast feed, which are coming soon. They're the slowest. So we're putting all that work in, and we like to showcase not only the serious ladies and the serious gentlemen, but hopefully bring on more of the community onto these podcasts and talk about their experiences, what they wanted to see in the community, and continue these chats moving forward. And I think it brings up a lot of the people that we're kind of missing in between, where they really don't game, but they can watch a game. There's a lot of people that'll go and watch a stream, but then necessarily don't play the game. Does that make sense?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And they tune into our podcasts all the time, where they say, hey, you know, I checked you out and I like what y'all talking about and everything else. And I like where the direction is going with your community. And all that good stuff. And I think it was a piece that we were missing, but I'm very happy that we went ahead and went with the podcasting host, and I was able to feed all the back end services with our podcasts.
Yeah. No, thanks for that, Natso. I mean, without all that effort that you did on the podcast, man, I didn't even think about that, to tell you the truth. That was one of the things that I didn't even think about, was podcast. But now that we're on the podcast radar, we're also thinking about future things, guys. There's a lot of future events and ideas that we have brewing here. So we're going to be reaching out to the community soon with some other things that we'll be doing. We just got to go through some other processes to get them through, but the vision's still there. The vision, it's even bigger now than it was before when we first started. So we've got some bigger and better things coming your way. So don't leave. Don't don't do anything you might regret, because it's going to be amazing.
So moving forward, that's kind of our business update that we had for the community. I've had people ask me on the side, where are we going? What's our direction? How can we help? How can we get involved? Things of that sort. So we're gonna go ahead and start closing our thoughts out. I'll start with Ramazy, kind of give your overall, final closing thoughts, and then we'll move over to Shuki, and then from Shuki, I'll go ahead and tell you the remaining information. Go ahead, Ramazy.
Thanks for that, Matt. No, biggest thing is, big shout out to everybody who has been helping out so far, from the mod team, the admin team, the marketing team. Everybody's just volunteering their time, and if you can see, if you're part of some of those scenes, we're just having a blast. Making fun of each other, who's getting the most likes and whatnot. And so it's work, but at the same time, we're keeping it fun. But big shout out to you guys, because it would still just be us three trying to manage 10 different platforms, and it wouldn't have grown that fast. So that's just a big thing that I wanted to get out, is major shout out to to everybody, because like not to say, everybody has their own full-time job, lives outside of Team Serious. So major shout out to them for that. And now, just like Shook said, there's big plans. I mean, we're gaining some traction. We're already getting people asking about, how can I sign up for the team, as far as the competitive side as well. So I mean, people are starting to get interested. So there's big things to come in the future.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Ramazy. Everything that he said just now. You stole my thunder, my dude. It's a common word here with Team Serious. Everybody's stealing each other's thunder over here, and not naming any names, but you know who you are in chat. No, I was gonna say a major shout out to the same people that Ramazy gave a shout out to, because they're giving us their time, man, and time is the most precious thing that anybody can offer. You can't get that back. So for them to sit there on the weekend or weekdays, even weekdays, staying up late with us, brainstorming ideas, what can we do, doing this, getting it done, reaching out to sponsors and reaching out to influencers and other people on their, whatever platform they love to do, or setting up tournament events, like Ram said, like Tombstone, he took the time and actually wrote down his notes and wrote down everything that needed to be done. Me, Rams, and Natsu are setting up everything else in the background. Natsu's killing it with the podcast. Rams and I are killing with the marketing, and Natsu's also doing marketing on the side. There's so many things that we're doing, but we couldn't have done that, like Ram said, all by ourselves. We know we needed that extra push to accelerate us even more to where we're trying to go. So this is just the beginning, or actually it's more than just the beginning now. It's more like it's growing, and it's growing too fast. Like, it's a problem that we love to hear, and we love to talk about it amongst us three. Like, hey man, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And it's like, man, it was like, what happened? Like, all of a sudden, a month ago, we were just barely starting this thing, or a couple months ago, and then now we're like, wow, we have a team with us. We actually have a team. I was talking to Faye about that. I was like, man, we like I couldn't even think about, like, when we first started, and how everybody just supported us so much on some people came from other communities and said, man, we like what you're doing. The other communities are cool, but you guys are actually going somewhere with this, and that's an amazing and beautiful thing to see. And also to see some of these people's dreams come true, it's even better. But that's priceless to me, and that's what makes me keep going every day, because I can't stop thinking about, like, man, if someone wants to do something, come on over here, because if you have a dream, then we're going to try to make that dream come to reality, just like our dreams come into reality.
Right. We'll never keep somebody down. If you got a chance to go, we're going to, do whatever we can to get you there.
Wise words, definitely uplifting words, definitely positive words. And that's what we like to be at Team Serious. Stay positive, uplift each other, especially during these, so negative times with a lot of the things going on outside of our doors, outside of our households. Hopefully, we can bring some disconnect from those real world troubles, issues, and you can come and hang out with us on the Discord. Come hang out with us and play some games. Distract for a little bit, couple hours, few hours, with a little bit of gaming with us. Have fun, laugh, and hopefully we can distract you for a little while. With that being said, I'd like to thank everybody again that's always involved, always helping us. We definitely won't forget that it takes, everyone with their energy and their positivity to, uplift each other, but to move us forward. Without that, we wouldn't be propelled. We wouldn't be as far forward as we envisioned, because it's getting to that problem, like Shuki said, where we need more help because we're growing at such a fast pace, and that's a good problem to have. With that being said, if you have family members, if you have friends that you can recommend to bring onto the moderator team, to bring onto the marketing team, by all means, we're all ears. We'd rather it be our own community than to go find somebody else that may not work out for us, because we've gotten through those and burned a couple bridges thinking that people were going to supply us with certain things that ended up not working out. But if you have ideas, bring them on. We're always open and to try on new challenges. With all that being said, we're going to close this evening out with Gamer Grind. We are now partnered with Gamer Grind. For those of you interested, we do have a 5% off coupon, TSDFW. Enter that code at checkout to get your 5% discount from the Team Series community. But it also helps us continue to deliver this type of content to you. Major shout out to everybody that's always in the chat, that's always showing us love, that's always retweeting, that's always reposting, that's always sharing our links, that's always involved in everything we do. We liked and thank you and love all that energy. Please continue it on moving forward. I don't have anything else. Ramazy, Shuki, I want to say peace to the chat.
Yeah. No, thank you for tuning in, and hopefully, you'll keep coming back for some more. So that's all I have.
How do I have how can I follow up with that, Rams?
You
I don't
can't,
know, man.
Roll the credits, man.
See you later, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, reach out to us, social medias or email or Discord, whatever you want, and then we'll be all ears. Thanks, guys.
With that being said, have a good night, and always stay serious.